It's Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by the British and Commonwealth super-bantamweight champion, Tysie Gallagher. Tysie, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm all good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good. We'll just give the viewers a little peek behind the fourth wall, as it were, because tonight's interview was set up to be a head-to-head between you and your challenger on February the 7th, Evony Jones. We found out, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours ago that Ebony wouldn't be joining us tonight for, I think she forgot, she said, and she was at training, so she couldn't make it. Whatever the reason, she wasn't at the media day for you guys either. Do you read much into that?
Not really. I just it is what it is. Been stood up again. What can I say? It is what it is. Her priorities and commitments obviously are more important, but um, it's a shame. It's a shame. I feel like to build the fight and make it a bit more spicy, like it could it could work. Like it would be quite cool and good to do these things and um not only for that, but for our careers as well, um our faces out there, get building our profiles. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it is what it is. It's the first opponent that's done this, but it is what it is.
You fought twice as amateurs. I know that came out in a press release earlier today as well. The
Mhm.
first time you were only 12 years old.
Yeah.
How much, if anything, do you remember about that specific fight?
The only thing I remember in that fight is that I dropped Ebony, and the ref. It was on her home show, and it was from a punch, and I remember the ref not giving her a standing eight, but that's all I really remember. And I feel like we just stood in the middle of the ring and just swung like and had it. Like it weren't. It was just we, we were both pretty new to it and competing. So it was if we was to find that footage and watch it back, we'd probably have a good laugh.
And then you clashed again 2017 ABA semi-finals. When I interviewed you just before your pro debut, you listed her as one of your top three toughest fights that you'd had alongside, I think it was Shona Whitwell and Ellie Scotney. What was so good about that particular fight in the ABA semis?
It was good because like Ebony was like known as the star girl in the amateurs and um on the England team and everything. She was always picked for things and she was always doing well, winning. She had lots of fights and she had a good record. And she was that girl where it was like, oh, it's Ebony Jones, you're fighting Ebony Jones, like kind of thing. She was the star girl there in our weight category. And so yeah, to fight her, it was always a you're fighting one of the best in the category kind of thing.
And did you have any idea when because you're talking about her now like that, but when you were actually in the build up to the ABA semis, is that in the back of your mind that, she is the GB girl, the England girl, close decision could go her way, that kind of thing? Because it's not on her home show, of course, but it's still an issue.
Yeah, yeah, like you always was told like you're gonna have to really do a number on her to get the decision. Even in the championships because she's the one wearing the England vest and stuff like that. So it was always you're gonna have to really pull it out of the bag to get the decision. That was in the back of my mind, and I was being told that as well. So it was like, yeah, I've got to make sure I've got to be on point, kind of thing. And to be fair, our fight in 2017 was a really good fight. Like I had a really good year in first year in the seniors, and it was a wicked fight. And I've got the fight as well. I've got it on my phone, and it's even watching it back. I still think I nicked it. To be fair, I thought it could have gone my way, but um, couldn't argue too much with it not going my way. But yeah, it is what it is.
How much have you watched it back, particularly in the build up to this?
Nah, I watched it literally when I first found out I was fighting Ebony, just for like memory, like just for oh I've boxed her before, and then I showed Tony. Um, but it's not something I've really like I've watched since. No.
Does it mean anything, the fact that she has, you guys have fought before, she's beaten you twice in the amateurs? Is that something you use as motivation going into the pro fight?
Definitely, yeah. Like it's I've always wanted to. I always feel like I can beat Ebony. So it's like now's my time to do it. Where it actually means something now, and it's important, and it's for my belt. So I'm protecting my belt. So it's yeah, it definitely gives me a bit of a kick.
And she was in the army. She was at GB for a number of years. You always wanted to get onto GB. Obviously, life got in the way as it did. Did you ever kind of look at what she was doing and the other people on the GB squad with any envy or anything like that?
Nah, not really. Like I've always rooted for people, like even in my category, I think, what, everyone's grinding, everyone's trying to make something of themselves. I'm happy for people to see people do well because it spurs me on because, like, if they're doing well, I can do well. I've never really had any bad envy, but it's like, oh, I wish I was in your position. Like you've been picked for this, or you're in the GB. Like I would have loved to do that, but not in any bad jealousy kind of way. Nah, like I think it's good that, like, I've always really rated that they get what the girls are doing and continue to do. To be fair.
I mean, there's clearly a huge benefit to being kind of an amateur star on the GB setup. She turned pro, I think 4 weeks before you on a Wembley Arena card. You were in the, no disrespect to it, but a slightly less famous Woodside Leisure Centre in Watford.
Mhm.
Is there, do you like that you've taken what most people would consider a tougher route? Are there advantages to that?
Yeah, definitely. Like I've always said it. I've always said it. Of course, everyone wants to be signed with a big promoter on TV and whatnot, but I've really done my work in the dark and earned the position and place I'm in now. And uh, maybe maybe if I was straight away on a TV show, there's so much pressure, there's so much, like, you're getting used to turning professional. You're in 8-ounce gloves, there's no head guard, the occasion, you sell loads of tickets, there's a lot of pressure. And so to do that in Watford Leisure Centre, it really was, I feel like, the best thing for me. Like it was character building, and them steps was a couple of them first couple of fights wasn't even so much for my boxing. It was more just to be introduced to the professional scene, and I feel like I've done it properly. And then so when the bigger nights come, like the world title, and then even the fight against Stevie Levy in York Hall, like that, the place erupted. And when you get that shot, you are so grateful for it, you appreciate it, and you just live in the moment for it and be like, yeah, like I've earned this, and I'm on this stage now, and it's just going to keep getting better and better. Yeah, so I'm glad I weren't just chucked into high pressure, just like, everyone's different. Some people that they want that route, but for me, I'm happy with the route. I wouldn't change any of it. I really wouldn't.
And you've had four more fights than Ebony, despite turning pro a few weeks later. Not only have you been busier, though, the quality of opposition is kind of night and day. I think she's only fought one fighter so far with a winning record. You took on Nina Hughes, who would later go on to win a world title in just your fifth fight, and then had that world title shot abroad as well. Both majority decisions against fighters who are on their home show as well. How much do you take from that? How much of a deciding factor could that be in the fight on February the 7th?
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted the best fights. Always wanted better opposition, and even taking winning the Commonwealth title against Lisa Whiteside, I was a massive underdog, and I just, I'm not learning, and I wouldn't feel good. I don't feel good after beating a journeywoman. That's for sure. Like I never did, and it was always like, oh, I want to be in tough fights, and I want to show everyone that. And everyone has seen for themselves that I'm not shy of taking a risk, and I'm not shy of fighting the best and wanting the next best fighter. And yeah, I feel like the experience of fighting all of these fighters and having these, this will be my sixth championship fight. Just all them little things is yeah, like, good for me, and it gives me confidence.
How have you scored the two defeats when you've watched them back?
The Nina Hughes fight, I was very hard to score for the pair of us. I feel like it was a really bad spectacle. I've been sparring Nina this
Yeah.
camp, and the spars are wicked. Like they're gutting that. It is what it is, though. Like we've both got more experience and we're both different now, so it's like yeah, we'd definitely put on a better fight now. But that fight, I can't argue that she got the decision, I but the same way you couldn't argue if I got the decision. I'm being fair with that one. That's why I really badly wanted the rematch back then. With the Seguin fight, I come away with on the world title. I come away with untold confidence because I scored the fight, and everyone else that even the French scored it. That I won 8 rounds out of the 10. So it was gutting to not get my hand raised, like heartbreaking. But with my performance wise, I couldn't really fault. I couldn't, obviously, there's little things I could have done and whatnot, but I really, really believe I won that fight. So I couldn't really beat myself up about it. It was quite easy to dust myself off from that and come back because it was like I knew I was at that level when I was ready to mix with the world class fighters.
Kind of underlines the need for the backing though as well, because obviously in her next fight she dropped her title to Ellie Scotney, and that was over here. So it's one of those that if you'd have got the fight in the UK, you probably would have got your hand raised.
Yeah, exactly that. That is literally the situation. But like I said, me and Tony, we got ourselves in that position with no promoter, no backing, no financial backing. So it was like we didn't have a choice. We just took the opportunity and tried to seize it. But it obviously didn't go our way. But a kind of blessing in disguise because I would have never gone on to then 5, 6 months later winning the British title.
And what's the situation now promotionally? Have you got a longer term deal with GBM, or are you still a free agent? What's going on?
Yeah, I signed a contract with GBM, so I'm with them for the next few fights and hopefully continue and do some great things. Izzy's promised me some good things, so and he's always delivered so far, and so I'm looking forward to it because yeah, I really enjoy boxing on their shows.
And you talked about sparring Nina. I saw a little bit on Instagram earlier. Why was she the right sparring partner, or one of the right sparring partners for this fight?
It's self-explanatory. Sh her and yeah, Nina's a come forward, aggressive, um, high tempo fighter, and that's kind of what Ebony's like, to be fair. And she's smaller than me. Ebony's smaller than me. It's been perfect sparring, to be fair, dealing with the pressure of Nina, and yeah, it's been really helpful with um putting our game plan together, to be fair, with sparring Nina.
In terms of sparring someone that you fought in the past, how useful is that to tell where you've improved and how much?
Yeah, big time, because this our spar is so different to how our fight went, and you can tell we're just more mature, more seasoned professionals. It's not like our fight was just so scrappy, so just crazy. It was crazy. There was no like both of us were just at it with each other, and I feel like both of us jumped in quite early into that, taking that title fight, but there was nothing really else going on for us, so we had to. And um, but you can definitely tell how me and Nina have both developed and settled into like found our own kind of style, and um, yeah, it's good to look back and see how far you've come. Because to be fair, it wasn't until after the Nina fight that my style and I really found myself, and I've really found my true style and what I'm good at. And yeah,
Where do you feel this fight on February the 7th, if it goes your way, where does that then put you? Because you've already challenged for a world title, you've got British and Commonwealth now. Is it European to get yourself back up there, or is it straight into another world title shot?
could be European if it makes sense, then yeah, definitely. But yeah, I'd like to get myself in a a mandatory position or something for the world title. Or um, I originally wanted to win my British title outright, but really and truly, I don't know that if that's going to happen like consecutive. If I'm going to consecutively like fight for the British title for like two after this fight, two more defenses, because obviously the Tory wasn't a defense. So I just think what's next is if there's an opportunity for the world title. Really, obviously, I'm not overlooking this fight. I'm really not. Like I'm full focus on this fight, and I need I need to make sure I go and win this before I even think of what's next. But yeah, that the route would be going for a world title. I feel like I'm ready for that.
And obviously, Ellie Scotney has two of the belts in your division. She's on the zone with Matchroom as you're on the zone now with GBM. Seems like a natural to make, especially as you fought in the amateurs as well. So there's that angle to it. Is that one you'd like the most?
Definitely, definitely. That's a fight that like Ellie's a tremendous fighter, and I feel like that is a fight that I would love to have. Like it is, and it could be made into a massive, massive fight for not only the world scene but the Brit for the domestic. Like me and her, we she's from London. You know what I mean? So it's I think that could be built up to a for a huge fight. Both good fighters earned our spot there, and um, yeah, I think that would be a great fight.
And nice styles to watch as well. And
That's
we're
it.
getting a lot of the big fights going out to Riyadh at the moment. It'd be nice to have a big domestic clash here.
Exactly that. It's definitely like a a huge card, like a Riyadh card, worthy. One on like say like Sky and Raven. They did it
Mm.
out in Riyadh, and um, I'd say that's a fight that is definitely worthy for that.
Let's wait and see and hope that comes off. I should ask before I let you go. Macy May, your daughter, how is she? How's that all going? Balancing the being a mum and the career?
Yeah, it's good. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, just but when I'm in camp, especially, it is tough to balance it all. And but she's thriving. I'm doing well. We're both happy. So yeah, she can't wait for me to fight as well. She can't wait. She just tells her friends and her teachers about it all the time. So she just I've got I'm under strict instructions to bring the belts home as well. So
Will she be there ringside or will she just watch on TV?
she really wants to be there. Like this is the probably the first fight she's been so adamant that she wants to be there, but I'm not keen on it. I'm not too keen on it. So if I can try and not have her there, then that'll be my. I will prefer that. But as it stands, she reckons she's coming, but yeah, hopefully not.
Watch this space, yeah. Good luck. I know what negotiating with a kid around that age is like. My son's 8. What Macy May's what, 6?
Yeah,
Yeah, so good luck with that.
yeah, exactly.
Don't like your chances.
Yeah.
All right, well, really appreciate your time.
Nah, thank
We
you.
did all right considering it was just a service in the end.
Yeah, you
Ebony,
know,
Ebony, you missed out. What can I
freeze a
say?
crowd, freeze a crowd.
Yeah. All right, well, appreciate it. Best of luck with the rest of the camp. And yeah,
Nah,
we look
thank
forward to
you.
seeing you in action on the 7th of February.
Cheers, thank you. It's good speaking to you.
All right, and you take care.
Bye, bye bye.